Picture this. You are relaxing in a park one quiet afternoon when a woman walks over and sits beside you. Her skin is pale as fresh snow, her hair falls in soft silver curls, and her eyes shine a gentle blue. She says her name is Abarash, from a small tribe deep in sub-Saharan Africa. Then it clicks. She is a black woman living with albinism, and you are captivated. Amazed, you ask for her number. She takes your phone and types it in with her left hand. The two of you start going on dates, and she turns out to be sharp, funny, and endlessly interesting. Slowly you fall for her, and somehow she agrees to be your girlfriend. Then your alarm blares. It was only a dream, and you lie there frozen, heart pounding, completely stunned. One question will not leave your head. Does someone like her actually exist somewhere out there? The honest answer is yes, statistically speaking. But that opens a much bigger question. Among all 8 billion people alive right now, who would be the single rarest person on the planet? To find out, we build this person one trait at a time, starting with heritage. Earth holds roughly 7,000 distinct ethnic groups, though most people belong to a handful of massive populations. Han Chinese alone make up about 18% of everyone alive, over 1.4 billion people from one group. On the opposite extreme, the Sentinelese of the Andaman Islands number between 50 and 400 people, the Kawahiva of the Brazilian Amazon may total fewer than 30, and Australia's Spinifex people count only around 200. For our rarest possible human, we place their roots inside one of these tiny groups, using a conservative estimate of 500 people worldwide. Out of a global population of 8 billion, the math works out to 500 divided by 8 billion, or about 1 in 16 million. Already this person's odds of existing are shrinking fast, and we have only just started building them. Next, we give our person albinism, a genetic condition caused by mutations that affect melanin production. Melanin is the pigment responsible for skin, hair, and eye color. When production is severely reduced or missing, the result is pale skin, silvery or very light hair, and eyes ranging from pale blue to gray, or even pink, depending on how light passes through the iris. Albinism shows up in roughly 1 out of every 20,000 people worldwide. Multiply that against our ethnicity odds, and our person's chances of existing drop to about 1 in 320 billion. That is already a staggering number, and we are not even halfway through building this unlikely human being. Let's keep adding traits and watch the odds collapse even further. Now for eye color. Green eyes are technically the rarest common shade, showing up in roughly 1 out of every 50 people. But something even rarer exists, complete heterochromia, where a person has 2 entirely different colored eyes, like one blue and one brown. It is usually present from birth, happens because melanin spreads unevenly between the 2 irises, and rarely affects vision at all. This trait shows up in about 0.06% of people, or roughly 1 in 1,667. Let's give this to our rare human too, and make them left-handed as well. Handedness is shaped by both genetics and brain development, though no single gene fully controls it. Even identical twins, sharing nearly the same DNA, differ in handedness about 20% of the time. Left-handed brains often process language using both hemispheres instead of leaning mostly on the left side. Since many cultures pressure children into using their right hand, true left-handedness might be underreported, but a conservative estimate lands around 1 in 10 people. Combine ethnicity, albinism, heterochromia, and left-handedness, and the odds drop to roughly 1 in 5.33 quadrillion. That number alone is almost impossible to picture, yet we are still not finished. Most people see color through 3 cone types in their retina, tuned roughly to blue, green, and red light, blending together to create about 1 million visible colors. Tetrachromats carry a 4th cone type entirely, sensitive to wavelengths between red and green, unlocking colors most people never notice at all. This extra cone can let some tetrachromats perceive up to 100 million distinct colors. Tetrachromacy shows up almost exclusively in women, since it is tied to the X chromosome, which lets them inherit both a standard gene and a mutated version. Around 12% of women carry the mutation, but true functional tetrachromacy lands closer to 1 in 80,000 people overall. Finally, let's give our rarest human a truly extraordinary memory. Hyperthymesia, or highly superior autobiographical memory, lets someone recall nearly every day of their life in vivid detail. Not just big moments, but ordinary conversations too. Neuroscientist James McGough first identified the condition in 2006 after Jill Price described her memory as an endless, involuntary replay of her own past. Fewer than 100 confirmed cases exist worldwide, and even generous estimates land only in the low hundreds. Conservatively, we place the odds at 500 out of 8 billion, or roughly 1 in 16 million. Combine every trait so far: ethnicity, albinism, heterochromia, handedness, tetrachromacy, and hyperthymesia, and the final probability comes out to roughly 1 in 6.83 septillion. To put that into perspective, scientists estimate the observable universe contains at most about 1 septillion stars total. If you tried counting every grain of sand on Earth, you would need roughly 910,000 entire planet Earths to reach that same number. And this still is not even the rarest person we could dream up, since countless other traits could push the odds further still. Rare blood types, unusual body mutations, extreme intelligence levels, there are far too many possibilities to fit into one video. The real point is simple. Every single one of us has already beaten incredible odds just by existing here at all. Sure, people always say there are plenty of fish in the sea, but nobody else alive today shares your exact combination of traits and quirks, and no one else is quite as cool as you. So do not stop swimming. Keep going, and remember just how rare and irreplaceable you truly are.